This is a Sony A6700 and this is a camera review for dummies. Basically meaning that I'm gonna go through all the important things with this camera, but I'm gonna make it super simple so that anyone can understand. This camera can shoot 4K up to 120 frames per second. That means that it can shoot really good quality even in slow motion. So you can get those smooth cinematic shots and make that perfect video. This is something that's very good, but the only problem with that is that the file size is gonna be huge as well. So you probably don't want to do this all the time, but it's definitely great to have that feature on the camera. One thing that's extremely important when it comes to both video and photography is that you need to get that eye focus straight on point. This camera has fantastic IAF, which is eye autofocus, making it super easy to get the focus right every time. So when I do this, the camera is still gonna catch my eye all the time. Even if I go a little bit faster, the focus is on my eye. You can turn this on to humans or animals, and this is something that helps a lot, especially when something is moving fast. So you can just, the camera does the work for you, honestly. The focus, it's so easy to get the focus right. Speaking of getting the right focus, this camera can also flip out the screen like this and up and all of these kind of fancy pants stuff. And what's so good about this is for whenever you want to film yourself, you can see yourself right there, and that's actually really important. But also, if you need to film something really low, you can flip it like this and you don't have to lie down on the ground every time you want to film something that's low. Can the Sony A6700 handle harsh condition? Well, let me tell you that it can. I've been out here now on a polar expedition with Fjällräven for 4 days. We've been here 3 nights, 4 days. It's been minus 30 degrees. Right now I'm on my sled. It's working perfectly fine. During those 5 days I've used 1.5 battery. That's crazy because we slept outside, it was super cold, and the battery still worked for so long. Also, speaking of that, it's so impressive that the camera worked flawless in those conditions as well. So the camera, it definitely works in harsh conditions, and I don't think many people are gonna go out for 5 days in those temperatures. But if you are, then this is a good camera for you because it actually works. Another feature that's really important for anyone who wants to shoot video is that this camera has in-body stabilization. That means that you can shoot handheld and still get pretty stable footage. You still need to have really stable hands. You can't do like this or like this as I can with my iPhone, but it's very big difference between this and other APS-C that doesn't have it. My A6300, for example, doesn't have it, and I basically can't shoot handheld. So that's a really good feature for anyone who wants to shoot video. If you're only interested in photography, then maybe it's more worth getting one of the other ones because they're so much cheaper. But if you want to shoot photography and videography, this one is the one. 2 upgrades when it comes to the body of the A6700 compared to earlier APS-C is that the handle, the grip, is actually bigger, which makes it easier for basically anyone, no matter the size of your hands. It makes it easier to just hold. The other thing is that I added another wheel right here, which you can customize, and I personally use it for ISO, but you can use for shutter speed or aperture. So right now I can use 3 fingers and fix everything. I change my shutter speed on this wheel, I change my aperture on this wheel, and my ISO here. But you can use for whatever you want. For those who's been following me for a while knows that I travel a lot and I like to bring my camera when I do stuff, and something that's important is the size. That's why I use APS-C, and well, because it's cheaper than full frame. But yeah, the size of this thing is pretty small. Even though the grip is bigger, it's still super portable, and that's something that's really important for anyone who wants to be able to travel lightweight and bring your stuff with you. I realize that I'm being very positive about this camera right now, and no, Sony is not sponsoring me. This is completely my own thoughts, and honestly, the camera, it is really good. So yeah, that's what this video is about. If you want an APS-C camera that's obviously cheaper than a full frame, but still basically got it all, this is a camera for you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you know what to do, and if you want to see more, press that subscribe. Adios!